morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kartik. It feels like only yesterday that we were here.
I know, strange that, isn't it?
Yeah,
All good on your
uh,
side?
yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to finishing planting this field and looking forward to the weekend because it's Friday and I have about 3 hours left at work.
Excellent. Can't beat
You?
that Friday feeling. Yeah, all good.
Yeah, love a half day Friday.
Can't beat them. Should
Right,
we
I'm going to go and
crack on?
crack on because I've got crops to seed.
Okay, see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Western Wilds. So, first job of today is to get this back in the shed and hook up to the fertiliser spreader and get our field fertilised. Then we need to see how much of a day we've got left, because we may be into October at this rate. So get hooked up and I'll see you in a sec. Right then, so fertilising is underway. I'm very happy with the progress that we made yesterday. Didn't quite think the plan was going to go that quick, but chatting and just yeah, passed the time really well, and then we got the planting or seeding done as well, so jobs are good. And so obviously the left hand side of the field will be ready before this, but should give us a reasonable amount of income, which is obviously the aim of the game. I think once we've sold these soybeans, we need to look into getting a roller and a mulcher, so there's some expenses coming. We have got the ability to take out a loan, so need to keep that to a reasonable minimum, but we've got the option there if we need it. So I think we'll get this done, and we'll see how Mr. Disturbed is feeling and whether he needs a nap yet. Dropped the vert spreader off, hooked up to the trailer, because I think, can't remember if we've got it on. No, we haven't. I think these are going to be ready in the morning, so get the trailer on, and combine's there ready and waiting. So all we need now is for somebody over here. In fact, we'll go and take a ride over to him. We'll go and visit him for a change and see how he's getting on. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. You appear to be visiting.
I know, I thought I'd come and visit you for a change.
Ah, someone's put a plough in the way of my fertiliser
How
spreader.
rude. Let me get out of
Very
your way.
annoying.
Will you run me over?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just run you over. I had 24 litres of seed left when I finished.
Very good. It's almost like you planned it.
It really wasn't. I was saying that I'm going to seed until I run out or I finish.
I don't actually know how much I got left in mine.
Yeah, I think barley uses quite a lot of seed.
Ah, yes, that would make sense.
Right, I'm going to do a quick bit of fertilising, and then I think I will be good to progress to the next day, assuming that you are as well.
I am indeed. Ready when you are.
I'm guessing you were fertilising whilst I was finishing seeding.
Exactly. You got it. Right, I'll chat to you in a bit then when you're finished.
Yeah, no problem. I shouldn't be too long, hopefully.
Okie dokie. I am awake, yes. Are you, have you finished?
I'm not quite, but I don't know. I think I see it a little bit in your field. I'm getting very patchy fertilising on my field. I'm guessing from maybe depending on whether there was actually grass there when I ploughed it in or not. I'm just curious if you'd seen something similar.
I have exactly the same. Let me just have a look. It is, yeah, yours is the same as mine.
Yeah,
It's,
mine's got these massive streaks running through it, which is really weird and really going to hurt me. And I think I might be why I lose.
oh, I see what you mean actually. Yours is just, you know what it is? It's the, I think the spreaders have got a problem with multiplayer. If you toggle the working width right down and then
Okay.
up again, it should then change it. I'm just looking, see if I can see on the map if it's done anything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Wow, that's an interesting bug.
yeah. I spotted that on, I think it was a Calmston multiplayer I was playing on. But yeah,
Good call.
need someone to do a how to report a bug video.
Yeah, yeah. You should see if there's anyone who's done that. I had an incident of that the other day on Facebook. Someone on, I think it was on the Kubota release. Someone had posted one on one of the groups about the Kubota pack, and the response was, "Why are they releasing DLCs? When are they going to fix it?" Like, what's broken, and have you reported it? No response.
It, yeah, it's frustrating, isn't it? Utterly
Yeah, and
frustrating.
fixing bugs is independent of releasing DLCs. It's probably not even the same people.
Yeah, it's going to be a different team, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like it's one of my real pet peeves. It's like be useful in your communication.
Yeah, give them a clue.
Um, I mean, they've already said they're going to fix. And one of the things they were complaining about was the pallet limit, and they've already said they're going to fix the pallet limit when they do the update. And I'm guessing they'll do the update just before the DLC.
Yeah, most likely.
Because they'll need to add in stuff for the universal passenger, or not universal passenger, the passenger stuff, and there'll be other bits that they want. They want to fix the pallet limit. Although if you're on PC, there's a mod that removes it anyway,
I had seen that. Yeah,
and if you're on console, it's probably there for a reason. As much as people dislike it,
yeah, yeah. Exactly. This is half the problem, isn't it? Trying to um, manage what you'd call not old generation consoles, but you know
yeah,
the
it
older
is.
ones, I guess.
It's dealing with PS4 and Xbox One,
Yeah, yeah,
which are 9-year-old platforms.
yeah,
And when you're trying to maintain compatibility across all of that, you've got to expect limitations.
yes, yes, indeed.
And until they stop supporting the old generation consoles, it's going to be a limiting factor.
Yeah, and you know people need to try and understand that they don't have to support the old consoles and try and keep the game as sturdy and as stable as they do for you.
No, I don't really keep up with console gaming anymore. I used to play PlayStation, but since I moved to PC years ago, I've lost touch. I don't know how many other developers release their, brand new release across all platforms. Do PS4 and Xbox One still get many games?
I don't actually know. I think I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know. Um, but I know there was something. Was it what was the game that had all the issues?
Cyberpunk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was mainly again around. It was old gen consoles struggling with it, and there was massive bugs in the game, I believe.
I'm amazed that they tried to release that on old gen consoles because really high spec PCs struggle to run that.
Yes, exactly, and I think that was half the problem.
It was a game that I was really excited about. That game, I first saw trailers for that game probably 15 years ago, I think.
Yeah,
Been in
okay.
development so long, and I got really excited because I used to play the paper-based Cyberpunk 2020 game
Okay.
when I was a kid. Yes, I was that sad geek. And so I was like, oh, wow, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be this kind of open world role play game. But all the video I've seen of it suggests that it's not the game that I hoped it would be.
Yeah, I was looking at getting it, and then sort of started reading up on it, and yeah, saw all the issues. I thought, I won't bother. So I got Formula One. What would we be? 2021 maybe, or 2020? I can't remember. Instead, so yeah, that was.
I haven't played a proper driving game in a very long time.
I've played a driving game. Whether it's properly or not is another matter.
I'm done with my work for today, so if you would like to progress to the morning, we can probably do some harvesting.
Okie dokie, I will head into my lovely cabin.
I'm going to sleep in the combine.
You're just trying to get ahead, aren't you? What time would you like to wake up?
Should we go for 8 a.m?
Sounds like a plan. See you in the morning.
What a lovely morning.
Let's have a quick look out the window. Oh, beautiful. Bit hazy. I'll leave the door open.
Looks like fine combining weather to me.
It does indeed. Look at that. Ready to harvest. Right. Better get the combine out then, chap.
I'm already there.
Oh, yeah, you slept in it, didn't you? Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Right then, our first harvest. We're going to take a headland off down this end, maybe two, and then yeah, we'll see how we get on. It's nice to have the different geo on the fast growth, because otherwise we would be hanging around for ages waiting for stuff to happen. So at least this way it keeps things moving and gives us plenty to do. So we're up to 500 litres. I'm not expecting a massive yield off here, but getting it sold at the best sell point. Not sure how many there are for soybeans or indeed any crop. But we'll have a look and see how we get on. So I think we're just going to potter through this and yeah, speak to you in a little while. this is actually yielding alright for, we've done 4 passes and 2 headlands. We're at 50% or 57, 5,000 odd litres at the minute, so job's a good one. Hopefully the price is good. I know it's going to be the same price whatever because we've got fixed crop prices on, but still it'd be nice to have it right up there. So yeah, it's going well. Liking the Fendt. Good looking combine, decent capacity, which is what we need. So yeah, it's all good. So I think we need to get a mulcher. So with any luck, the price of these crops will pay for that. I think it was about 20 something thousand. Let's just have a look. So we could go for this one of the small ones, but that'll take hours. Yeah, 21,000. So for we're not going to be able to run that, we can definitely run that. So yeah, that's the one we'll go for. The Speed Max. Whether we need to make that up with a loan or not, we'll have to see. But for now, we'll plod on, and I'll see you either when we're finished or when we've got a full grain tank. Trailer. Oh, we're up this end, so we haven't so far to go. Yielding rather well, I have to say. Engine off on that one. Try and save fuel. Only one less thing to purchase. Yeah, that wasn't a bad yield, I don't think. Wasn't maxed out. Obviously we didn't roll it. But we'll get all that done the next time, hopefully. So if we're going to get about, I reckon, 10,000 litres off this section, you've got to think we're looking at maybe 20 off the next one. Possibly a bit more, we'll have to see. Right, that's unloaded. Get this combine spun round. Finish this last bit off. Still GPS on. We'll go for it. So while that's doing that, set cruise control. We'll have a look at the prices. Soybeans. Oh, yes. 5 grand. Absolutely super. Excellent. That is going to be a cracking payday for us. And no doubt Mr. Disturbed will be choosing the same place. Probably see him on the way down to the train yard, to be fair. Right, we'll get this done and I'll catch up with you in a little minute. Yes, not bad actually, and I've just seen the price.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
It is. I'm loving it. Just need to work out now where I'm going. I'm guessing you're going to the same place, so I'm going to follow you.
That may or may not be the best idea in the world.
I'm going to set a marker, I think, just in case you try and trick me.
I was just doing exactly the same thing.
Ah, the beacon in the sky. There we go.
It's annoying that we set up to be near the shop and the sell point, and actually the sell point we want is across the other side of the map.
It does seem a fair distance away, doesn't it?
Why do I have a £200,000 loan?
Don't know. Do I as well then? Hold on a minute.
Don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I do as well. I wondered why my money was going down. It's the interest, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think we might need to fix that.
Yeah, I think we do. Yep.
We can use the money in the spare third farm to send 200,000 over to each of us to wipe it out, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Very clean way of doing it.
I'm not actually sure where the sell point is down here.
No, nor me. I can't say I've ever been.
I sold some lumber down here, which is way down here, but I'm wondering if the reason the price is good is that you need to put it in the train carriages.
Oh. I don't actually. There's not a trigger up here, is there? Let's have a look.
F5 doesn't show a trigger either. I think you actually need to put them in the carriages, which is why they pay so much more. Because you need a conveyor or something to get it up into the carriage.
Not liking that.
Yeah, F5 doesn't show a trigger at all. So there's a trigger for pallets by the looks of it on the trailer that I'm next to, and a trigger for bales on the bale trailer, but it's actually on the trailer and it's quite small. I think that might have been a wasted journey.
Yeah. Although I have not completely wasted, because I'm just looking in this hut, and it's got the markings of where the gold is. I know the gold's worthless, but whether they're actually dynamic and it moves or not, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so. I assume they're like the collectibles in the base game maps.
Yeah, quite possibly. Hold on a minute. There's a trigger down there for something by that hut.
Down the far end?
No, just behind
lumber.
you. Hold on my way. Probably cricket.
Oh, no, that's a graphical one.
Is it? Hold on.
I'm going to wait in case I end up driving round and round the map. But
Train traffic off. Train traffic on. Has that done anything? Don't think it has.
no, it doesn't look like it from here.
No. Oh,
I think you have to actually load into the train.
that's upsetting.
Yeah, but that explains why the price is so high compared to.
Yeah, because you're putting more effort in, I suppose.
Yeah,
Oh.
back to the sell points that are close to the farm.
What a waste of diesel. Never mind.
Get this sold and then sort the money out.
Yeah, good plan.
I think what you turned on is the animated train that's just pulling past.
I turned him off again just in case it messed with things.
I made a rookie mistake earlier and paused my recording for a little bit and forgot to unpause it.
Don't. Oops. I've
Yeah,
I've been in and out, just doing little bits. So
I think I'm going to stick with the just record it all in one go and then I'll edit it afterwards.
I suppose at least that way you won't forget to press record or unpause it.
Exactly.
I don't think I actually know how to pause it. I just F9 and start and stop.
Well, when I say pause, I meant I stopped it and keyboard disconnect. Just ignore me driving through your field.
You did look slightly close to my field.
Yeah. Oh, I use a switch to switch between 3 different computers when I'm in the home office, and sometimes it randomly disconnects, which messes the steering up.
Ah, that old chestnut.
It's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. I should have stole his fertiliser then. Or just picked it up and shifted it. Right, let's see what we get then. So, a couple of grand less, but never mind. Can't be helped. Danger, slow moving vehicle, that's about right. Money's rocketing up. There we go, that's our mulcher. There we go, look at that. 34k. Beautiful. Right. So I think what we'll do is we will buy our mulcher. And we will also follow on with Mr. Disturbed and get a bag of fertiliser. Right, get that picked up and we'll head back down to the farm. Hello.
Would you like to sort out the cash situation, sir?
Yes. Yes, I will. Let me
You're
just...
probably the only one that can do it without me risking losing all of my permissions.
Yes, that is probably correct. I will attempt to... So, if I go into here... and then...
Should just be able to send 200 grand to each farm from the third farm.
think... Yeah. Transfer money... No. Only give you 300 grand then. There we go.
Thank you, sir.
Absolute pleasure. I shall be checking that you paid off your loan.
Done.
Just
It
doing
was really
mine.
nice to see all that money for a second.
Glimmer of how the future will be.
Yeah, what a clever idea bringing back a bag of fertilizer on the pallet forks.
I know, I can't think where I got that idea from.
You
I
should have probably picked seed up as well.
might not need it yet.
True, you might not.
If I'd have been quicker, I'd have tried to scoop up your bag of fertiliser. That's what I was saying a minute ago anyway.
Underhanded tactics.
Just,
Ooh, what have we got
just to
here
hide
at the
it.
shop? Someone's made a new purchase.
I know, I couldn't get it in blue though, unfortunately.
I do admire your persistence with the worrying about rolling and mulching.
What's that? What's it? What is it that Tesco says? Every little helps.
At Tesco's or Asda?
No, as does the smack your bum thing.
Yeah. One of my dogs is currently being annoying and barking in the background.
Can't hear it if that's any consolation.
That is good. That is good. He's going to be ignored for a little while because I'm sure he'll be absolutely fine.
It's when they go quiet as well, you've got to worry. Oh dear, what are they doing? It's like kids.
Yeah. I might actually need to run down and check on him, so I will talk to you in a little while. Hello?
Sorry about that. Because we started a bit earlier today without having the sound issues, I needed a comfort break.
Ah, that's old age.
Thanks very much for that. I've
My pleasure.
I remembered what I was going to say yesterday.
What was that?
The teaser on
Yes.
for the DLC.
Oh, yes.
And
Oh, the, what is... I can't remember what the
Al's Ob or something.
ALSOB.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
was thinking that, yeah.
There's a few options for what that could be from... And you found one, I think.
Yes. It's German, and it's a conjunctive. Then you Google conjunctive and farming, and it comes up with like water irrigation and water management. So just can't think what it would be though.
Yeah, and I googled it and I came up. There's a super efficient hydraulic drive system that one of the telehandler manufacturers uses.
Okay.
And it's a brand that's not in the game yet.
Ah.
So I thought that was an option. And someone else found one. I think it's something from Yara to do with crop scanning.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sure someone else has found stuff that it maybe definitely is, but at the moment to me it feels like there are a lot of options.
Yes, definitely. I think I mean it'd be cool if they bring water management into the game, and if you don't have rain it affects the yield or something along those lines. I don't know if it would be.
Yeah, I'm fairly new to farm sim. I don't know if in FS 15 or 17 there were any kind of things like that where crop moisture was more of a thing. I mean, Seasons sort of had it, but not really in 19.
Yeah, it was more you can't harvest.
Yeah.
If it was too wet, wasn't it? It had to be below 20%, I think.
Yeah, and you had the whole thing where if your grass was drier, then you dry to hay quicker and that kind of thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I forgot about that. Someone's left a combine in a really annoying position.
That's very bad of them. You should have word with them about that.
I think I'm going to sack them. But yeah, I do like the teasers. I couldn't work out the binary code when they put up. That was in the end it was Kubota, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think it was one of their brand messages or something. I think.
Okay.
And whenever whenever gaming companies use those, I just jump into Google because you can quickly Google binary to ASCII converters and throw them in.
Yes.
And it's a pretty lame way of hiding stuff. And the same using Morse code wasn't exactly cutting edge cryptography.
No, there is that, yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm still excited about the Kubota pack. I think it's going to be fun to have a new brand. I don't know whether the fourth one, or sorry, the third one is the one that's going to include the map or not. So the one after the Kubota DLC.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about the map. I wonder where that's going to be.
It's going to be a Giants map, so it's probably not going to be super exciting. But
No, I'm just thinking more of the location, because we've got Elm Creek, which is obviously American. The Hobaileron, however you want to say it, is obviously the
Obaileron
Hobaileron.
or Ubaloo or whatever Daggerwin calls it.
Hoobaloo. But yeah, I can't think where the other one may end up being.
No, I mean, wouldn't it be nice? Well, no, it probably wouldn't because they'd probably do it badly. Wouldn't it be nice if it was a UK map?
Yeah, it wouldn't. I bet they hated it when Calmsden came out. They were like, "Oh, right, that's that one then. We can't compete with that."
I think they're probably quite grateful when someone like Oxy makes a map.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was.
There is a reason that he got priority testing and got rushed through testing and rushed through retesting.
Yes,
They
agree.
desperately needed a map like Calmsden to keep FS22's momentum going.
Yeah, agreed. Completely. Yeah, it certainly did them a favour there.
Yeah, I think, and we had No Man's Land come really quickly. And it's going to sound weird because we're now playing on a map that's a lot like No Man's Land, but that didn't excite me when No Man's Land dropped at all.
No, I think because it was a 19 one, wasn't it? And we'd all sort of seen it.
Yeah, and it only really suits a particular play style, which is not a bad thing because it's the play style that we're using on here.
Yeah.
But until I did this, it's not really a play style that I've embraced. So
No, same. But it does. It's a nice change, isn't it? It's a nice play style. It's a lot more slower paced, I find.
it's a mixture because having a crop ready on the second day of playing is
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Yeah, I did say
And
that.
we're going to have we're both going to have another crop to harvest next game day.
But it keeps. You're not waiting, are you? Like on Calmsden,
No,
you kind of have to like maybe do a contract or two to fill in time. But with this, it's going to be constant. We're not going to be waiting around for anything.
yeah, there's in theory there should always be something to do, and I'm wondering if actually it'll get to the point where it's quite hard to do everything at once.
Yes, I think you might be right, and but that makes it interesting then because you have to prioritise. Like me now, I'm mulching. Should I be
Yeah,
doing that in the future, or do
I'm
I actually just seed and crack on again, or do something else?
I'm not mulching.
Oh yeah, you got
But then again, I barely mulch when I'm playing on a proper one because the benefit is quite small.
It is minimal.
So
Yes.
it's, yeah, doing it on this, I think maybe once we get more advanced, I mean, I'm quite impressed with making 30 odd grand from a first harvest.
Yeah, definitely. It was. I was impressed by that. To be fair, I wasn't thinking
I
I'd get so much.
No, I wonder whether the £1 million goal is going to be breached very quickly, and maybe we need to go much higher.
Quite possibly, yes. I think Yeah, with prices like that, and especially if we can work out how to use the train yard.
Yeah, I think might have to have a look at that offline.
Yeah, it could be an interesting test for the public farm, couldn't it?
That is a very good idea.
We have to schedule that in after we have finished this recording, I think.
Yeah, and I had meant to. There were a few things that I wanted to test, and I never actually got round to it between. Yeah, even after we did the trailer and the little intro, or the first video, I wanted to have a look around the map and do some bits, and I just haven't had a chance to do them yet. So it'll be a fun test.
It will, to be fair, and yeah, I'm the same. I just have not had a chance to go and look elsewhere. Like you say, other than doing the flyover and that for the trailer, and just going to the train yard then with you and having a look round, I haven't been anywhere else. So, but I quite like that because it'll be always a surprise.
Keep needing to put manual gearbox on because my little tractor is struggling.
I must say, I don't know about you, but I'm got half a tank of fuel left, and repairs on about the same.
Yeah, pretty much, which I don't think is too bad for the amount of work that we've done. I just seem to be struggling with traction today.
I noticed a bit of wheel slip yesterday when ploughing on, when I was filling in, doing the last pass, and I was actually on the mud rather than driving on the grass. But other than that, it's been a right little workhorse.
Yeah, and I'm kind of half on field and half on grass, and that might be the problem.
Yeah, I think that's what I struggled with yesterday.
Hopefully, we'll address that problem shortly and be just on grass. So it seems to be where it's on mixed terrain, it's not happy.
Yeah, yeah. Thought you were going to say you were going to fix the problem by getting a bigger tractor then.
Quad track.
Quad track.
I've spent half an hour driving around in one on Calmsden, and I'm convinced that quad track is the answer to most things.
If it's red, leave it in the shed.
Heard that somewhere else as well. I am really not that fussed about the whole red versus green thing, as not being a real farmer, I guess. And my favourite brand of tractor is, well, I'm quite partial to both actually, but my favourite is Deutz, which is a bit more random.
That is quite random. I do like the look of the Deutzes, to be fair, and the one, is it the Warrior version?
Yeah.
The big one? I like that.
Yeah. The 9 Series Warrior is a really nice looking tractor, and yeah, that's just a bit different. And I've seen a few driving around in the UK, so they're not that rare. It's not like it's something that's completely unrepresentative when I'm doing a UK farm to have Deutz.
No, I don't know if I've actually seen any. It's more Massey's, Case, John Deere. A lot of fast tracks actually around here.
Yeah, locally it seems to be a mixture of John Deere and Fast Tracks from what I've seen, and the odd, really weirdly, I think it's because the soil around here is so heavy. The nearest farmer to me has a big Fendt 2-track, which he uses to pull 4-meter implements.
Wowzers.
But we have very heavy clay soil, and I think it is just that it needs that so much power to get through the awful ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite amusing. You go into FS and we're pulling a 6-meter plough with a 180 horsepower tractor and a 6-meter seeder with the same tractor, and then I go out round the local farm and he's got 3 or 4-meter implements behind his probably 300 or 400 horsepower tractor.
Yeah, mad, isn't it? Yeah, I suppose needs must and all that.
Yeah, I can't imagine that he's bought it just for the hell of it because it's not a cheap bit of kit. And yeah, I don't think you'd just go and spend probably best part of 300 grand on a tractor if you could get away with something smaller.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it's clearly required. I think the biggest I've seen round here was there was a Challenger. No, yeah, there was a Challenger that was doing some seeding, the two track uh, ones, and then years ago there was a quad track that was doing cultivating on a rather large field. But yeah, it's I love seeing the big kit. It is
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a quad track in real life. I mean, most of the farmland around here is not really big enough to even justify the big fence that they've got. And most of their non-field work tractors are like John Deere 6 Series and Fast Tracks.
oh okay, yeah, yeah.
Um,
I think that's the thing, and that's very representative of Calmsden in a way, isn't it? You know, the fields are a decent size, pretty big in most cases, but the lanes and the um, gate entrances, field entrances, sorry, are not the biggest. So
yeah,
it just
I
takes a
think
lot
that's
longer.
it's pretty representative of actually what the UK's like.
Yeah,
It's, it, you don't really find those big wide roads that lead to farms here. I guess the closest you might get is down, over sort of Norfolk, Suffolk way, where they're doing a lot of, like the big potato and arable areas,
yeah,
where
yeah,
you'll maybe see, you've got big, flat, reasonably good condition roads. And I think that's where you're likely to see your quad tracks and your 9RXs that we were talking about before.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're probably right. To be fair, I don't actually think I've been up there and had a reasonable look around, but yeah, I think you're right. It's varying, isn't it?
Yeah, again, work has sent me over that way, and I've driven around it a bit, mostly before I was interested in farming, but or in fake farming. But yeah, there are some big, big flat open fields there. It's interesting that we've never really seen a map from that kind of part of the UK.
Yeah, that's a fair point, actually.
Kind of the fenland open farming area. The sort of the big potato farming and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's without, but well, no. I was gonna say without a nice big cheaty potato harvest would be torture in the game. But real life, they don't have the big kit, and it takes them days, doesn't it, to do
Yeah,
the
and
harvests?
the big ones, they're quite often using lots of kit as well. And if you've seen, like a video of a big potato field being planted, they've probably got 4 or 6 tractors running, doing all the different steps.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've seen sort of field near us. They put potatoes in every now and again, and the work that goes in to prepping the field, you know, the de-stoning, how they make the beds and then shape them and all this lot. I sound like a right geek, but it is fascinating to watch.
Yeah, the last time that I ran an ultra marathon, they were ridging a potato field on one of the bits of the course, and it
Yeah,
was really interesting to watch the process through the day as they slowly ground their way across the field, basically putting in 2 ridges at a time.
yeah, yeah,
And that was behind a fairly meaty tractor. It was a big, I think it was a John Deere, probably 6250R, something like that. It was a big tractor.
yeah, yeah,
But they were moving so much earth about that they're just working with really narrow equipment. And I think that's just the reality of the real world farming again, isn't it? That you know,
yeah.
there aren't many farms where you'd be running a 6 metre plough.
No, no. Um, I hadn't realised the reason why they moved the stones until recently.
Why is that?
Because it affects the shape of the potatoes,
Wow, that's really random. And I guess a lot of people care about the shape of their potato.
the shape of your spuds.
I was trying to keep it
Oh,
clean and
PG.
adult and mature, and
But to be fair, that's took us what, an hour before any innuendo has crept in.
oh, way more than that because we've been chatting for an hour and a half at this point, and I think we can consider ourselves having done well.
That is probably a record for us, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah, it's an interesting point because and when I look at the stats on YouTube, most of the people that watch my videos are slightly younger than me, but not significantly. And I never really ponder the fact that there might be kids watching stuff, and most of what we say and what I say in my videos is probably kid friendly, but there is the odd rant and the odd um maybe more adult comment, and but I guess that's a bit like how people like Disney and Pixar do stuff these days.
Yeah, exactly. There's always a bit of an innuendo to some stuff, isn't there?
Definitely. How's your mulching going?
Mulching's done.
Impressive.
I know, it was quite a good speed, that one.
I've not used that one before. Is that I guess you had to put it on the back, but I think that's one that you can mount on the front, isn't it?
I think it might be, actually, yes.
Because that's been something that I've been looking at. Maybe is because I'm not a fan of mulching particularly, but if I could get a front mulcher that was the same sort of width as my seeder, 60 with
Yeah.
like precision farming and direct drilling,
Yeah.
because mulching does give a slightly bigger bonus, it seems, with precision farming. It would be interesting if you could run the mulcher on the front and then just direct drill behind it.
Yeah, that's fair. Or, yeah, I mean, and if you're playing without, I think, didn't Alien Paul do something similar on the stream the other night? Wasn't he
Yeah,
mulching and cultivating at the same time?
yep, yeah, he was running I think he tends to run that kind of fairly small 3-4 meter kit. I think he had a small mulcher on the front and a cultivator on the back.
Cool. Yeah, it was a good setup, that, especially on the fast track.
Yeah, and coming with Maize Plus, we've got there's a mulcher um, for it's just a mulcher, but it's aimed at grass work. So you can, once you've mown, you can mulch, and then it's got the grassland subsoiler to go on the back, so you can do one pass mulching and subsoiling.
Ah, that is clever. Very efficient.
It's a very nice looking setup, and it's one of the bits that I'm looking forward to when we finally get there with Maize Plus. That um, it's only really an issue once, I guess, but I really dislike having to plough almost every grass field that you own in when you start playing on a map.
Yeah, yeah. You should be able to stitch in grass seed, shouldn't you, or something like that, to because
Yeah,
you wouldn't. Well, they do in some cases, don't they? They do plough up and start again if it's really bad, but
yeah, but I think the fact that it's almost every time you start a map, you have to plough all of the grass in, and whereas what this does allows you to do is run like a swad lifter through the field, and it fixes the need ploughing state. It fertilises, which is kind of cool as well.
oh, that would be interesting. I do like the. I remember watching. I think it was Tom Pemberton when they got a. They were doing the sword lifting, is it? I don't know what you call it.
I think it's sward. I
Yeah,
think it's got a D in it, but I'm not sure.
and yeah, that was a really medieval torture-looking bit of kit that was, but
Yeah, they're pretty brutal looking things.
yeah,
He's been cutting his grass this week, hasn't he?
he has and mowing over manholes.
Yeah, and I watched. Oh, there's a bit of a lag spike. I watched yesterday's because Ollie Blogs has lent him a fast track. Lent him a fast track.
He
I don't
has,
know if
yeah,
you saw that.
he has, yeah.
And I was watching. Tom's obviously been to the Disturbed School of Driving. Because in the Ollie Blogs video yesterday, when Ollie was picking his fast track up, the trailer had some bits missing.
Oh, I did. I saw it. I saw it pop up on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet, but I did see the sort of in the title of the video. It says, "Oh, what's Tom Pemberton done to my trailer?" or something.
Yeah, yeah. I really like that those two are collaborating a bit more because they're both really enjoyable to watch. And yeah, in the video that you haven't watched yet, Ollie was like, well, basically, it would have just been sat in the yard waiting until we need it in summer. So my friend might as well borrow it,
Yeah, why
which is
not help?
kind of cool.
Yeah, why not help him out? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
goes
mean,
back.
they desperately need another tractor on that farm,
He
don't they?
does. I
I
think he.
think he said that they were expecting a demo.
Yeah, it's stuck at customs or something. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder whether it's another case that they're getting.
quite possibly. He does tend to get the demos for this time of year when they're doing the
Yeah.
sort of more
Well, they're
hard
doing a lot
tractor
more.
work, I guess.
Yeah, they're doing a lot more field work, and it's a good advert for Case, isn't it? If it's in, a premium farming YouTuber's videos.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got what, nearly 500,000 subs, is it now? Something like that.
I'm not sure. And I was watching. I watched 10th Generation Dairyman, who's one of the Canadian ones that I watch, and they've just got a demo of a Massey 6S, and it's one of 12 in the world, and I think he said it was the only one in North America.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's a nice bit of kit as
Um,
well.
Nice looking bit of kit, and I think it's really cool that these guys that they're putting a lot of effort into making videos and promoting farming, and that the big manufacturers are recognizing that and helping them out a bit, because having a brand new tractor on the farm is probably quite nice,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's a good way of getting a bit of free advertising as well, isn't it?
It is, and it's like when the Millennium Farmers had, we had the what did? Oh no, it wasn't. It was Larson Farms had the Challenger, didn't they? I think for a while.
Yeah, they've had I don't watch much of their stuff, but I did watch a couple where they had at least one Challenger on demo.
Yeah, yeah, it was a beast. That was absolute beast.
We're going for a different crop this time, Mr. Kartik.
Yes, while we were chatting, I was just perusing the price list,
Yeah,
taking out the train station
yeah,
for now.
yeah.
Not assuming that
We'll,
we will be able to use that.
I'm pretty sure we will. I think it might mean that you just need to spend a bit of money.
Oof, that
I
doesn't
think you're
sit
going to
well.
need an auger or a belt system to load up into the train carriage.
Yes, I think you might be right. And depending on how the test goes, we could maybe put that into a vote. Do we purchase one on the public farm, or do we need to have our own?
Yeah, I guess I guess if we brought, I don't know how it would work, because if we brought it on the other farm, we'd need to use it with contractor rights, and whether it would, we need to do some testing on that, whether it would sell as being our crop or the other farm's crop,
Oh, yeah, that's a fair
because
point.
we're using their kit.
Yeah,
I think if we find that you need to use an auger to do it, it'll just be down to us as to whether we decide it's worth the cost for our farm of using an auger or not.
yeah, no, that sounds like a
Um,
fair shout. Yeah,
and I guess the only thing is that if we do, whoever, if one of us chooses to do it, don't leave the auger in the way, because otherwise it will just get smashed out of the way when the next person comes along.
you mean when you come along?
Maybe. What are you saying about my driving skills?
You've got a bad rep for driving skills, haven't you? To be fair,
I have. I'm not that bad.
I don't think it's completely justified.
Almost. Almost.
Yeah.
But I take it. I go with it. It's fine.
I tell you something. For the amount of seed that canola uses, this could be quite worthwhile. I think.
Yeah, I'm sticking. I'm being really boring, and I'm sticking with soybeans for my second crop. I was quite pleased with how well that paid out. So
Yeah, I was surprised to be fair. I was, for I think we had a kind of this similar size field, didn't we, as well? So decent yield.
pretty much,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, I when I saw the price, I got really excited when it was over at the train station, because I thought, wow, this is going to be a lot of money.
Yeah, and me. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be, but next time, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully, because from our point of view, there's going to be a little bit of a break maybe in recording. That hopefully our setups maintain consistent because it was fairly smooth getting going today.
It was, surprisingly. I think yesterday morning's stress has paid off because it was just a little bit of a tweak, wasn't it, this morning, and a reboot of OBS and Discord, and we were good to go.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Almost professional.
Almost.
We'll see how it ends. We'll see how the end product turns out again.
Yeah, yeah. So my next job in one of the worst paid jobs in the world is to try and upload the video that we recorded yesterday, which took 9 hours to render because I used my old laptop to render it because I didn't want to waste. It'd probably been about 4 on my main laptop, but I didn't want to lose 4 hours of time when I could do other stuff. So I'm guessing it's going to be a good 4 hours to upload it to.
Yeah, and then it's just the processing time, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a video that should come out later today that's processing, so I don't want to upload another one because YouTube doesn't seem to like it if you have more than one video processing.
Oh, okay. I set 2 going yesterday. Our multiplayer one and a Calmsden one that will come out today, I think. And they both uploaded all right, and then the Calmsden one had processed overnight, and our one was still going, chugging away.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably because if I'm uploading 2 at once, I probably want one of them to be ready within the next few hours, and so I get really, sitting there refreshing YouTube constantly to see if it's done enough that it's at least got 1080p, so it's watchable for people.
Yeah, I do the same, to be fair.
And then as we've chatted about with the final episode of the Survival Challenge, which released and then I had to withdraw because it hadn't processed. YouTube just screws you on the views then because no one gets a notification that it's been re-released, and I think that's probably sitting at maybe a third of the views it would have normally got.
I know, which is a real shame because for the final episode and the effort that you put into that harvest, it is a shame, and I don't get why it does that, because if you reschedule it, surely it should class it as a new video, but clearly not.
Yeah, maybe it's to stop, bigger YouTubers that get a lot of algorithm help from releasing videos twice.
Yeah, quite possibly.
But I might end up re-uploading it if I've got a day where I haven't got a video. If it's still sitting really low on views, I might just re-upload a fresh copy of it, and everyone who has watched it can watch it again, and everyone who hasn't seen it even exists will actually get to watch it.
Yeah, double bubble.
Yeah. Because I've got not many. I've got Greenland's uploading for hopefully today if it processes. I've got a Calmsden video to edit. In theory, I need to edit and do a commentary for tomorrow, which is just not going to happen now. So I might re-upload the Survival Challenge for tomorrow, and then multiplayer for Sunday, and then I have nothing. So it might be a quiet week on my channel next week.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? And that's one of the things. The amount, we could spend 2 hours odd recording, and then that needs to be edited, uploaded, or rendered, then uploaded, processed. It's not a quick task at all, is it?
No, and I think I know a lot of people prefer when I do longer videos, like the 40 to 50-minute videos. And the problem with that is that the editing time then doubles at least, because I like to listen to the whole video, even if I'm listening to it whilst I'm working or whatever.
Yeah.
The rendering time doubles, the upload time doubles. It all just takes a lot longer, and the only thing that's probably less doing a really long video is the playtime.
Yeah.
Because if I'm time lapsing and I'm cutting stuff out, it tends to be more like about 4 hours of gameplay,
Yeah, I know
um,
what you mean.
rather than like this will be a couple of hours.
Yeah.
I don't know how your videos work out for sort of video time to game time, but mine are. I probably I probably play for 3 to 4 hours to record an hour. No, I probably play for maybe about 3 hours and record about an hour's worth of that to make a video.
Yeah, I probably a couple of hours, depending on what I'm doing. Really, I suppose. If there's a big old field and I'm doing it myself, then obviously it takes a fair amount of time. But yeah, to get 25, 30-minute video is easily 2 hours, maybe more. And
Yeah,
like I say,
and like the we both have a bad addiction to contracts,
we do indeed, we do.
and so I've just done 3 harvesting contracts on Calmsden on pretty big fields. And that took a really long. I enjoyed it, but it took a really long time, and I only recorded a tiny fraction of it because harvesting contracts are, it's an entire video, but it's not the most exciting thing sometimes. I don't think.
Yeah, and I think again that's another thing, isn't it? It's trying to keep the video entertaining whilst harvest season. I think I did 3, maybe 4 videos on it, and you think, is this getting
Yeah.
a bit samey? But
I can see me doing that on Calmsden because it's June. Some of the contract fields are ready to harvest. My own aren't yet, and there's going to be root crops and all sorts of stuff. I can see me harvesting for like 6 videos easily.
yeah, no, same. And I mean, at the minute I'm planting, and made the mistake of, as you are well aware, doing
Never
a vote.
ask the audience.
Doing a vote, and I will leave that there for now, and we'll talk about that another time.
Yes, never ask the audience when the audience includes people like me.
When I saw the comments, I was like, oh, really?
Yeah. When Just Dad Adam, who's on the Discord server as well, he used to stream,
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
he used to like having a bit of audience participation, and he did ask, "What should I plant in a field?" And he had a vote option in his Twitch stream, but he didn't limit how many votes you could cast. It was just done on like spending the chat currency that he had. And a couple of us had quite a lot of it from sitting watching him, and
Yeah.
basically just spammed Poplar.
Oh, no.
And yeah, he did actually do a bit of it. He didn't do what he said he would do because I know it's a painful thing to do. I'm planning to do a fair bit of it on Greenlands because I want lots of wood chips.
Yeah. I will do it because I did ask and people took the time to comment, but I don't know if I'll do the whole field.
No, it's an interesting crop actually because there are some mods about now which make it much easier to harvest. There's a 6 meter forage harvest header which will do poplar, so it's not like you've got to do it with the bio baler, which is I think a 1 meter working width.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So it's not quite so painful, and it's a crop that regrows, which is quite cool. I think it's usually ready to harvest at a different part of the year.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I can't actually think when it. It's more the end, I think, isn't it? More the end of the
Yeah,
year.
I think it's kind of a winter job.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So I remember when the Anderson, not Anderson, is it Anderson? The Anderson DLC came out that
Yeah.
had the bio baler. Watching some people that got really excited about planting poplar as a winter crop to to have some winter field work.
Okay, I suppose it does though, doesn't it? Because winter it's a pain, to be honest, isn't it? Sometimes to find stuff to actually do, other than
Yeah,
feed the animals.
skip time.
Yeah,
I guess with not having things like frozen ground, you can do a lot of your field prep. If you're doing spring crops, you can if you need to, you can plough, you can fertilise, and all that kind of thing through the winter, which you couldn't do in 19 with seasons.
yeah, no, that's very true. Yeah, yeah, it'd be a good gap filler. I
Yeah,
think,
and
like you say, with the right kit.
yeah, I think the I don't know if it's out yet. Um, you but I think yeah, as a fan of Mr. CDP, you would have seen there was the triple planter you could get, so you could mount 3 of the planters on the back of a frame, and that makes it easier.
As soon as I saw the Poplar comments, I went looking for that, and I don't think it's out yet. I think that was it Black
Oh,
Sheep modding, I think.
yeah, it is. Um, Courseplay then.
It'll be Courseplay, auto drive, and a lot of time lapse, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a horrid courseplay course with like a 1 meter working width, but actually, I think it does it slightly wider because it has to leave a gap. But yeah, I did it on a couple of series on 19, and as I said, I never actually got to. I always did it on series that were either coming to the end or just. I did it on the last series I did that ended because 22 came out, and I never actually got around to harvesting it.
Okay.
With the horse extension maps from the farming agency, there was miscanthus as a crop, and that was kind of the same. I think I planted that on almost every series, but I only harvested it once.
I don't think I've ever planted that. I'm trying to think
Yeah, well,
what
it
was on
was.
what were the ones on Chellington?
Uh, uh,
That's a question for
don't
you.
it might have been, I don't know because you were on console still then, weren't you? So you
Yeah.
might not have had it on console. Don't know how many extra crops they put in it. It was definitely a crop that was on the PC version of Chellington.
Yeah. There were a couple. I can't remember what they were now. It might have been linseed, and then
Linseed was definitely one, and alfalfa and clover.
that was it. Yes, alfalfa. Yeah.
Because I think on console you were limited to 3 or 4 extra crops.
Yes, that sounds about right. Poor console
Um,
players.
yeah, whereas the PC version or the farming agency version had carrots. So it had alfalfa, linseed, clover, carrots, onions, rye, miscanthus, and triticale, I think.
Triticale might be one as well. No, I think
Yeah,
yeah, no, well, that definitely wasn't console. I think I'm getting confused.
all these fun new things you have.
I know. Thank goodness for Courseplay. That's all I can say. I love that, and GPS.
Yeah, what was the thing that pushed you from being a console gamer to a PC gamer?
Um, I wanted to try basically what everybody does on PC, really, all that sort of um, scripted mods and that sort of thing, really. So it was a bit of a jump, and I also wanted to try recording, and this game that we're doing now, as in the YouTube game. So
Yeah,
took the plunge,
yeah, and I
and here we
guess
are.
although I think all of certainly the modding side, there's much more on PC, as we spoke about last time. You have to be a bit careful where you get them from. But and again, Mr. CDP does it on console, but I would imagine making videos is easier on PC because you've got a lot more control over the game and how you record it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah,
It's like how he spent. You can. Yeah, and he talks about it sometimes. The frustration of setting up mod testing on console. Um, when things go wrong and he loses save games and that kind of thing. Whereas on PC, you've got all the save game backups. You can easily edit the save game to fix things if they get broken.
yeah. No, I mean, well, look at Calmston and the map update needing a new save, and how far we all were into that.
Yeah,
And that's effectively why I think Mr. CDP ended that that series, wasn't it? Because to rebuild, because he'd done a lot. I thought I'd done a fair bit with productions and building sheds and stuff, but he had done an inordinate amount of work, and to recreate that would have just been hours, wouldn't it?
yeah.
I
He does a
suppose.
lot of apart from all the stuff he does in the game. He does a lot in his setup, doesn't he? Because I think did he put a lime pit or something in on Calmston? Or was
Yeah,
that one of his other ones?
he put a quarry in. Yeah,
Yeah, all that kind of stuff, which it must take him a lot of time. And to recreate, if you were on PC, you could probably recreate that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And
No, I
you could
think you're
move
probably
all the
right.
kit across really easily and all that kind of thing. But on console, you've basically got to start again. And I can understand why, that seeing that on a map update or something, if you're a console player, would just mean I'm just going to scrap that game and I'll go on a different map,
Yeah.
or I'll ignore it.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't bother with that, or never go back to that area again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that I probably until I was in my 30s, I was a console gamer. I used to play Gran Turismo and things like that a lot,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
would surprise you maybe from the quality of my driving.
Yeah, but that would have been with the
Um,
controller, not a keyboard. So
it would have been with a
I'll
controller,
give you that one.
and I was more focused on driving rather than everything else that goes with this game. So,
Yeah, I know what you mean, and
uh,
it yeah, it's a complete. Well, I think I said it in a very early video. It sounds daft, but with a controller, it's all in two hands, and that's it. When your PC, it's so many different keybinds, so many different other things to add in. It's a very steep learning curve, but at the same time, it's pretty cool.
yeah, and all those scripted mods that make the game really cool. Add another 15 different buttons that you have to press and remember which ones to press.
Yeah, yeah, no, very, very true.
Yeah, I was chatting when we were both. I think it was when we were both harvesting. I was chatting about the fact that have been playing a little bit with Sim Dashboard,
Yeah,
to help with having to remember so many keys, and also the fact that I can quite often hear my keyboard noise on my videos. And I'm going to have, I think next week while I'm away, I'm going to have a play with that and try and design myself a Sim Dashboard layout that includes all of the mods that I like using, so I don't have to remember the keybinds.
hey, that's not a bad idea.
Because the other problem I have is my laptop keyboard is not quite a full keyboard, so it doesn't have things like home, end, and page up and that kind of thing that are easily accessible.
Yeah, I know
So I
what you
used
mean.
to
Yeah,
remap all the keys to not use them, but at the moment we have the problem where with key bindings occasionally vanishing, and I know there are ways around it, but I'm really bad at remembering to do that.
yeah,
If I can map all of the default key bindings to a Sim Dashboard layout, I don't need to worry that they might vanish.
yeah. No, and that's not a bad shout. To be fair, like I say, I said this morning it was. I actually remembered when I was loading the mods into not go into the actual save game and quit the game, and it seemed to work, and it kept them.
Yeah, I've not tried that yet, and I shared the post about doing it on my YouTube channel, but I keep forgetting because quite often I won't realise until I'm halfway through doing something, and then I'll want to save. I won't want to lose the progress that I've made,
Yeah, yeah, same,
and as soon as you
absolutely the same.
save, you wipe out the key bindings. So
Yeah, yes.
it's
I normally notice when I go to put turn GPS on and I Alt C and I just go into the cab. I was like, ah, great, key binding's gone.
yeah, for me it's either GPS or Power Tools or HUD Hider or something like that, or ProShot. When I go to try and grab a screenshot.
Yes, yeah, same. Power Tools is another one I notice it on. Yeah.
Did you remember to grab a thumbnail?
No, I
Uh,
didn't.
it's a good job we haven't done anything cool like harvesting, isn't it?
Yeah, pants. Oh dear. I'll sort it. Not a problem.
You must be riding your bike.
I'm not. I'm just running around actually. I was trying to
Uh,
cut down trees, but it won't let me. I wonder.
have you got super strength on from Lumberjack?
No. I think I might know what it is. I think it's probably in permissions on the farm again.
It could be that, or if you have super strength on and the Lumberjack mod enabled, you can't use the chainsaw. You have to turn super strength off and then use the chainsaw.
Oh, no, I've got it off, I think. So I'll go and have a play. How are you getting on over there anyway?
Yeah, I'm keeping busy. Getting me new crop planted.
I haven't actually looked at what you're planting. This is a bit weird.
Just quietly working away over here.
I'm just busy trying to not cut trees down. There can't be. Unless they're on the border and it doesn't... Oh, I'll get the blue... I'll get the
If
blue
you're getting
one.
the blue one, just get closer. That should sort it.
Oh, yeah. That's weird. Right, that's something to do next time. I'm going to have a... Yes, I got the blue one. I forgot push to talk. I was doing so well.
Yeah, if you get closer, it should turn green. The blue usually means you're just not close enough or you're not in the right position.
Yeah, noob move.
Console player.
Yeah, what were we saying? You hired a worker.
Sorry, the dogs went then. I'll probably be on mute for a little while.
Okay, no worries, mate. I'll speak to you in a little bit. Right then, we'll get some of these trees cut down if we can, if it's going to let us. Don't want to be too high. There we go. Let's get that down. And then we can get rid of the stump nice and easily. There we go. Right, we'll run along this. Try and delimit a bit. You can tell I haven't done much forestry in 22. Get rid of that end bit, that should just disappear hopefully. Yes. Lovely. Right, we'll get this up out of the way, get it out of the field. It's a big old tree, but as we were saying in the previous episode, they're not necessarily worth a great deal due to the change in density. So we'll get this delimbed and catch up with Mr. Disturbed, I think. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, it's easier when everyone comes home to switch my mic off for a bit because the 4 dogs just go mental. So,
Oh dear. How are you getting on over there? Are you at a point to stop or? He's disappeared on me. Okay, clearly having some technical issues. We'll be back in a minute. So,
these slight changes that I have made.
yes, I hadn't noticed at all. I am legging it over to sea now.
So yeah, I was kind of musing away. It's like, how can I get more land and then plough it and plant it? My lag is awful because I'm connected through my phone.
Oh, not good.
But it will be okay.
Ah.
Yeah, so it's just got to finish seeding and I will be done. It's quite a bit bigger.
It is. Cracking work there.
And it's all soybeans.
Oh, you. That is sneaky.
Yeah, I reckon that's about 100 grand's worth of soybeans there.
Be able to pay off your loan then.
Very true. Very true. But I probably won't do that.
No,
There's nothing wrong with having a bit of a loan in the game.
yeah, it's in the
It's
game for a reason.
yeah. It's, I think most of the times that I play, I have a fairly massive loan for the first year or so because unless you cheat a load of money in the start, it's the only way to get the kit you need.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think nothing wrong with
Got
that at all.
a little bit of fertilizer left as well. Yeah, I'd probably another 5-10 minutes, I would guess, to get that bit seeded, and
Okay,
she'll
no
take that
problem.
opportunity to fertilise it all.
It's a big old field, mate. You've done
'Cause
good there.
next time I've got going to be busy harvesting barley, I think, and I was saying I need to we need to look at adding in things like cheap balers, probably,
No.
unless I chop the straw. But
Oh no,
thanks.
that seems pointless. Need to have a baler, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know. I might end up chopping the straw anyway because I don't know whether I can be bothered to deal with processing that much straw. Although we do have super strength, so maybe I could just bale it and just chuck them to the side of the field for now.
See, it's not so bad after all, is it? Cheaty strength.
I am not at all averse to a little bit of cheating occasionally. And as I was saying this morning in Discord, if it's on ModHub, it's not cheating.
Yeah, it's in the game, so it's
Yeah,
to be used as intended.
yeah. I'm sure I've said before the whole reason that I released the BGAs that I made and the forage dealer, which is still in testing, is because I want to use them. And if it's on ModHub, no one can tell me I'm cheating.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. Well, I missed the first bit, but
Yeah, so I am done. If you are, I am heading over to you because you normally
okay.
come
Well,
to me.
as you run over, I will just try and sneak in a few extra passes. But I'm not bothered that I'm not going to quite get all of this finished because it is an insanely large field. And
It is.
I don't know whether I might return the leased tractor. I might keep it actually so that I can keep going on trying to grow into field 17 or plot 17.
It is
It's going to be a busy.
It's a real expanse of a field, isn't it?
It is. I was going to do it as two separate fields, and then I thought actually if I just keep extending the little one that the worker was already seeding in, if I can keep ahead of him, it'll keep going, and I'll end up with one monstrous field.
It is a very good way of working. You've missed a bit though.
Where?
Here.
It's entirely possible. I was running without GPS. That's the bit I missed ploughing that bit.
Yeah. Oh dear. And a bit over there.
You're going to make a big deal of that, aren't you?
Oh, there's at least a 1 litre of grass there.
Okay, you did forget to press push to talk.
I did. You're right. I did.
So it doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count. Nobody saw anything.
No. Okay, I think should we call it a day?
I think we shall.
And
yeah, I think that's cool. I need to just bear with me one moment, caller.
help if I do that. No, that looks wrong.
I do like that. It's like the superhero pose.
Yeah, I do it a lot because I use Control and 1 and 2 to start and stop recording. So whenever I start and stop, I crouch.
Yeah. It's funky moves.
Again, it looks like you're annoyed with me.
It's just that sort of.
It's been that sort of day, hasn't it?
It has. It's been a bit on and off today, hasn't it? What with connections and
yeah, we had a cracking start, and then my internet connection just killed itself.
Disappeared. Yeah. No, it's been good again though. We've both got a fair bit done.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things diverge now because you've got your big soybean crop that's about to be ready to harvest,
Yep.
whereas I've got a field of barley and then this monstrous field of soybeans. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how we both, because up until this point they've both been pretty similar. We've both planted 2 little fields and both harvested a field of soybeans. So things are going to start to diverge.
Yes, and I think that's pretty good to be fair. You know, first few episodes were going to be reasonably similar, but yeah, we are going our different ways, I suppose you could say.
Yeah. So I will see you next week and have a good weekend.
And you, mate, take care, and I'll speak to you next week.
Yeah, catch you in a bit.
Cheers, bye for now. Well, productive day. We have got our work cut out now. We need to start expanding. We'll harvest our soybeans next time. We've got the canola in the ground on that side. That's all fertilised, ready to go. And we need to decide what we're going to do. Do we diversify, get into some animals quickly, or buy another plot of land and get that turned into some form of useful crop for us? But that is for the next episode. So I will say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one on the Western Wilds.